Hey, I'm Stephanie, and today we're talking about how free videos can sometimes be the most expensive kind. Every year around this time, I used to tell myself I'm just going to watch a couple of Sephora Sale videos for research, and you might be able to imagine how that ended for me. We're heading into sale season now, that glorious, dangerous time of year when it feels like every corner of BeautyTube and Beauty Talk is filled to the brim with sale recommendations. And while these videos can be genuinely useful if you're hunting for something specific, they can also turn into very expensive shopping lists very quickly. So today, let's talk about how to watch the deluge without paying for it, literally. Or even better, how we can replace it entirely. Because I used to get completely swept up in it. I would start building my Sephora cart weeks in advance just so that I wouldn't forget anything important. But after a few seasons, I realized I wasn't even really shopping based on what I wanted. I was shopping based on what other people told me to want. I had started letting the internet make my shopping list for me. So today, we're taking that power back. We'll talk about how to use content to our advantage as viewers, but even more importantly, we're going to learn how to influence ourselves. Because if there's going to be one voice that matters most when it comes to your purchases, it should probably be your own. Let's start with how we got here. The beauty community began as people just casually sharing what worked for them, reviewing makeup from the comfort of their bedroom floors. But over the last decade, it has become professionalized and it's evolved into a multi-billion-dollar industry. Because the friendly world of social media has now evolved into something entirely new known as the attention economy. Social media runs on attention, and attention is money nowadays. Brands, platforms, and influencers all need our focus to survive. The more eyes they get, the more money they make, which means they all have to try to promote content that we want to watch. So what is it that we want to watch? Well, most of us, being human, have problems, and we're always on the lookout for a good solution to those problems. And the quicker and easier the fix, the better. So we'll type in something like how to get smoother skin, and an answer will pop up like try this new serum or yet another new foundation that promises flawlessness. It's human nature to reach for something new instead of making slow, deeper changes that take time, like adjusting our lifestyles or the foods we eat or how much water we drink or how much sleep we get. And that's not criticism, it's just how humans work. If someone promises a quick fix, we're generally very prepared to believe it. In fact, we often search for it, so much so that it influences the whole system. And in the attention economy, that interest is more valuable than gold. And the algorithm knows it. So we keep thinking that we're browsing freely, but really we're being gently steered by a system that learns what lights us up and keeps feeding it back to us. So the algorithm basically becomes our overenthusiastic shopping buddy, showing us more new launches, more holy grails, and more sale videos. Because there is endless demand for novelty, and the system is built to feed it. It's an endless cycle. Viewers search for quick fixes, so influencers respond to that by making recommendation content, and then the algorithm sees that people are interested in it, so it pushes it. And then when we buy all those things, only to realize that they weren't the magic elixir we hoped they would be, we jump right back online to see if we can find the next great product that promises to solve the problem. So influencers respond with more recommendation content, and so on and so forth, perpetuating a never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction, searching, and shopping. During sales season, that system hits turbo mode. Everyone's online looking for goodies, and brands know that, so they offer influencers higher commissions, which incentivizes influencers to post more links, and then advertisers join in and flood the platforms, and the whole machine starts humming louder and faster. I sometimes see people in forums blaming influencers or brands for the whole cycle, but the truth is that everyone involved, creators, companies, and viewers, ends up playing a part. Because if we all stop watching sale content entirely, the whole system would collapse. That awareness means we have more power than we realize. We can shape the content that we see by carefully choosing what we watch. And when you start to see the machine and all of its mechanisms, including the part we play, it loses its magic. And that's when you gain your superpower. Critical thinking. Yes, the beauty community is a place to share enthusiasm about the gorgeous dirt we like to smear all over our faces and then talk about the products we use to wash it all off again at night. Is it absurd? Yes. Do I love it anyway? Yes! So it is a community, but it's also a marketplace. And when you see that, you realize that every recommendation video is a mix of both. The influencer's genuine enthusiasm on the one hand, and the reality that it helps them earn a living on the other. It only gets confusing when we forget to see it for what it really is. There's nothing wrong with watching someone you trust and using their affiliate links if you genuinely want a product. I have nothing against the system itself. The key is maintaining our awareness, because awareness keeps us grounded. And being grounded means that we can use the system to our advantage and not the other way around. It helps us step back and say, oh, right, this is part marketing event. It's not just community coffee hour here. And that clarity gives us options. If a recommendation works in your favor, great, take advantage of the sale, use that affiliate link. But if it doesn't, you can comfortably sit it out without FOMO breathing down your neck. I'm not doing a Sephora sale recommendation video, but if you are shopping the sale and you want to support this kind of slow glam chaos, I have included a link to the Sephora in your country below. It costs you nothing to use, but I do earn a small commission, so it keeps this channel going if you're planning on purchasing something anyway. But affiliate confession is now over. Let's get back to the fun stuff, because even once you see the machine, there is still a question left hanging. What do you actually do with that awareness? Knowing that the system is there is one thing, but learning how to move through it without losing your joy or your sanity or all your money is another. When I started noticing how the whole system worked, I realized I didn't want to quit beauty or stop shopping entirely. I just wanted to slow down enough to enjoy it all again. I'm a musician, and in music, we would call that slower tempo Adagio, because it means slow and with feeling. And that's what this channel is about, not buying less out of guilt, but buying slower so that we have time to consider and enjoy each individual purchase. Of course, saying buy slower is the easy part. The hard part is doing it when the algorithm is shouting, but everything's 20% off. So let's get tactical. How to enjoy sale season content without losing your wallet or your calm. Now, I've seen that a lot of people have started to boycott Sephora sale content just because it's everywhere, so it's just getting overwhelming. And we are going to get to that in a minute. But if you do enjoy watching it, how can you watch it without falling into a fugue state that results in a massive shopping spree? Well, step one is make your own list first. Before you hit even the first play button, write down what you actually need or want. Are you running low on foundation? Are you searching for a new moisturizer? Did you pan your favorite blush? Write those things down and stick to that list. If something pops up in a video that wasn't even a category on your list, it's probably not urgent. So even if it piques your interest, forget it. Or move on to step two, which is to start a wish list, not a shopping spree. If a creator mentions something tempting, which they inevitably will, then add that thing to a separate someday list instead of your shopping list. Then look through your stash, see if you already own something similar. If you do, that's great, because you can just cross it right back off that someday list. But if you don't, sleep on it without watching any content or reviews about that thing in the meantime, because hype multiplies through repetition, and genuine desire usually survives silence. If you still want that thing, then you can move on to step three, which is remember that context is everything. Does that influencer have your skin tone, your skin type, your age, and your taste? A product can work amazingly for them and just kind of meh on you. The point is, most creators genuinely like what they recommend. They're just doing it through their own lens, their skin, their coloring, their preferences, their lifestyle. So take inspiration from them, but always consider how their recommendations will translate into your reality. But what if you've decided you want to dodge everyone else's influence? You want to be your own best influencer. Because all of the stuff we've discussed so far is great, but it is still reactive. If we become our own influencer, we become proactive. And to do that, there are three things we need to understand. The first is our own personal algorithm. Just like social media has algorithms, you have mental ones, patterns that run automatically whenever you shop or scroll. Some of mine used to sound like this. Well, it's limited edition, so I'll regret not buying it. Or, it's on sale, so I'm saving money. That's not true, by the way. Check out this video if you want more on that. Another one was, if I watch enough reviews, I'll finally know what to buy to be happy. And that last one hurts a little bit to admit because I was trying to crowdsource my own happiness. I believed that if I could just assemble the perfect routine, everything would click. My skin, my mood, my life. But of course, I was chasing someone else's version of perfect. So take a moment and think about your own mental algorithm. What thoughts pop up automatically when you shop? Don't do it with judgment, just curiosity, because we can't change patterns if we can't see what they are in the first place. Every time you click or scroll or buy, you're teaching your own inner algorithm what to show you next. If you only ever feed it impulse buys, it's going to keep recommending more of that. But if you feed it pauses and lists and patience, it will start surfacing calm. But of course, you can't be your own best influencer without sponsorship deals, right? And this is where it starts to get fun, because influencers can be picky, they can be divas, they can turn down sponsorships that don't align with them. And you can be just as picky with your habits. You can ask yourself, what behavior do you want to stop sponsoring in yourself? On a personal level, I stopped sponsoring the belief that I need to buy things to belong to the beauty community. I stopped sponsoring the habit of shopping when I'm anxious, and I stopped sponsoring the idea that the right product will make me into someone else. In this context, every belief that you act on and repeat is basically a sponsored post. Some deserve lifetime contracts, but others need to be retired. So you can ask yourself, what behaviors are you tired of promoting in your own life? What mental brand deals are you ready to walk away from? But if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that the Adagio mindset isn't really about saying no to things. It's about saying yes to the right things, like PR. Influencers get PR packages, things that brands send to build a relationship with them. And of course, the coolest influencers get the stuff from the coolest brands, right? So think of your own life that way. Which PR list do you want to be on? Which people, ideas, and practices do you want a deeper relationship with, ones that genuinely enrich you? These things are your input, the ideas that you let yourself unbox each day. Maybe it's the friend who always makes you feel grounded, or a practice like journaling, or it could even be creators who inspire you to make decisions that ultimately make you happier. So every cup of coffee with that friend, every journal entry, and every uplifting video, that's your PR. So what PR list do you want to be on? That's actually why I created the Influence Audit over on Patreon. It's a mini micro nano workshop that helps you map out your own influence ecosystem, the people, the platforms, and the patterns shaping your decisions. And then it guides you through a gentle feed edit so that your digital world becomes more aligned with what you need. If that sounds helpful, then you'll find it linked here and below. So let's zoom out. The beauty community, the attention economy, the social media platforms, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And that's okay. It's a system and every system is flawed. But here's the thing. If we have been using this imperfect system to inspire our shopping lists for months or even years, we've been training our personal algorithms within the system to capture our attention specifically to inspire purchases. But just as we trained it to become a shopping tool, we can train it to do other things too. You get to decide which voices get amplified in your feed and in your mind. You get to decide which habits you're done sponsoring, and you decide who gets to influence you. You can be your own number one influence. So here is your Adagio mission, should you choose to accept it. Spot one mental pattern that triggers your purchases, the thought loop that pops up whenever you scroll or shop. Drop one brand deal that you've been unconsciously promoting in your life, a belief or a habit that you're ready to retire. And add one person, practice, or idea to your personal PR wish list, something that genuinely feeds you instead of sells to you. You don't need to overhaul your life, just experiment with these 3 small shifts. Because you are the only influencer whose opinion that you have to live with forever, so you might as well make sure that it's one that you trust. If this resonated with you, hit like and subscribe. We talk about how to enjoy what we have, shop with intention, and stumble through life with a little more grace and a lot more style. And tell me in the comments, have you ever been snared by a Sephora Sale recommendation video? I'd love to hear that I'm not alone, but I would also love to hear how you resist temptation during sale season. Next week, we're unpacking shopper loyalty programs and why they're not actually designed for loyal customers. They're designed for loyal spending. We'll look at how they keep us hooked and why we might be better off without them. Make sure you're subscribed if you don't want to miss that. In the meantime, you might like this video here. Thanks for hanging out, and to all of my patrons and channel members, including my Adagio angels, for making content like this possible. I hope we can all remember that even stumbling can be a form of moving forward. So let's stumble in style.